Hi and welcome to TechteamGB. This isn't going to be a normal video. The product that sat next to me isn't one I'm reviewing, and it's going to be a bit of a long, rambly mess, so bear with me. This is an update to the, well, MSI situation, the drama that you might have seen. And for those of you who don't know, I want to give you a quick summary of the effectively two problems I had and I see. The situation as it stands and kind of going forward and asking your opinion. So to give you a recap of the situation and the problems themselves, a couple of months ago I was sent this MSI Bravo 15 to review. During my review process I found a number of issues that I felt were inexcusable and things that should have been fixed in, product design, let alone quality assurance and testing. And so as part of the normal review process, I reached out to MSI to confirm my findings, to confirm that, my laptop wasn't an outlier, it wasn't just a broken sample and I needed to see a new one instead. And as part of that process, I normally give the companies a bit of time to work out, to maybe send me another one or to give me a software update. There are lots of things that they can do and often do to help resolve those issues. In this case, I gave them a number of weeks and I was asked to sort of hold off, put the video on hold for a little bit or, whatever. And yeah, I generally had a pretty good relationship with MSI at the time. And so you give them the benefit of the doubt, you give them some time. And in my case, like I said, I gave them a couple weeks. When I pushed for an answer or a solution, I was told that the PR rep hadn't actually asked any of the questions she said she was going to ask. And then I was asked to not publish the video. I was then also asked if I would take effectively money in compensation for my time, which, while I can understand where they're coming from, to me and to most of you guys, that sounds a hell of a lot like a bribe. And if I, value my reputation in any regard, well, that's just not possible. So that would normally, I'd be pretty annoyed, but I've had that before. You deal with it, you stop working with that company for a while, or you make it clear to them that that's not happening, that's not okay, and I'm gonna continue with my editorial direction. But the thing is that when I hung up the phone to say no to the monetary offer, I then had a call from AMD, their UK PR rep, who had had an email from the UK sales team because MSI had asked the AMD UK sales team to pressure me to take the video down or to not publish it because at that point it wasn't live yet. And yeah, that was a step too far for me. Now, happily, AMD defended my position effectively. They said that it was a problem with the laptop and not the reviewer, and so they were, steering clear of the fights. But I made it public that was what happened, and well, as you might have seen, it kind of got a bit popular. Now, happily, the end result of this has been that MSI hired a PR firm in the UK that I actually know very well and work with on a regular basis for a number of other companies. And so beyond that and the, I guess it was sort of an apology that they posted, I'm fairly happy that the problem of the people, the PR person and her boss that asked me to, not publish the video and to offer me money in compensation for my time, that issue in itself has been resolved pretty much as best as they can. There's not many other actions that I could recommend they take to help that out, and so that one is just a case of time. Now, the reason they hired the UK team is mostly so that those, what I would call dumb requests that still will come from HQ, because as Gamers Nexus pointed out, it is more of an HQ-wide problem rather than individuals who were just asking out of turn. And so those problems get stopped by the PR agency, who are still sort of inside the corporate side, rather than me having to listen to them as a sort of member of the press, right? So that's a good first step. Now the thing is, as part of this problem, for me, there were two specific, areas of problems. There was the people, which, like I said, I feel has been addressed as well as they can. And then there was the laptop itself, the product. Because throughout my interaction post that incident, I was promised things like a testing report for the thermals of the laptop. And when I eventually got that report, the report was at best misleading and at worst, like, it had outright lies and inconsistencies. And they were effectively claiming that the laptop running at 95 degrees Celsius was in spec because AMD claims that the maximum temperature before the chip just shuts off is 105, and so that's fine, right? So there was that sort of interaction, and especially with the trackpad issue where you could literally, like, it's not screwed in at all. You can see the B-roll here. It's not secured in any way except for a small plastic piece that just bends out of the way when you press it, and so it feels absolutely horrendous to use. And you can actually get your finger trapped in the corner as it drops that far down. So they were basically defending the laptop in every regard, while also hinting at, you know, the next version will be better. And for me, if they had said, no, you're right, those are problems, we should definitely address them as much as we can. There's a limited number of things we can do for the existing models, but for future ones, we're definitely sorting that. Then I would have felt a lot better. But the responses that I was generally getting were, you know, like I said, they defended the thermal design. Just to recap, this does not have vent holes for the intake fans, either of them. It's got ventilation everywhere else except where the fans are. And that's, I can't get around how dumb of a design choice that is. Anyway, that's that. And like I said, the trackpad literally isn't screwed in. And they actually said that they would send me a retail unit that had a fixed trackpad. And for me, that was going to be a really good sign that if they'd fixed the trackpad, then I could trust them to, you know, care about their products and care about the products they're selling to their customers. And they did actually send me that. I got it fairly recently, so here is a second Bravo 15. And I want to show you what's inside this one. Now, I'm going to do a side-by-side of these two here, just to show you the difference. Now, the original model, which they, after the fact, claimed was an early retail sample, or an early sample, a sort of pre-production unit that I wasn't told was a pre-production unit at the time. This one does not have any mounting points or ways to hold the trackpad down from the two side pieces that come off of the trackpad unit itself, where it's meant to be screwed in. You can see the screw holes. That's where it's meant to be, you know, held down. Instead, the only mounting point they have that holds the trackpad into the laptop at all is a small central post that is too far down for it to actually support the trackpad, and also flexes out of the way pretty easily. Now, on this supposedly revised model, there are a couple of differences. The SSD that they use here is a different model. It's a slightly better and more consumer-friendly Kingston drive instead of an SK Hynix one, and the actual trackpad model itself has changed as well. Although I should make that clear, that's not a result of me pestering them, that's a result of standard manufacturing process. And in fact, what can happen is pretending this was the early sample and this was one that came out 6 months later. If the trackpad model or the SSD model that they were buying when they were first manufacturing them has gone out of stock, or a newer version has come about, then it's very common for those parts to be interchanged without you knowing, and that's a pretty common practice in the industry. Now, with that said, the revised trackpad model now has exposed contact pads on the back of the trackpad, whereas these were fully covered and fully painted. What's happened is that instead of, you know, making it so that the trackpad is screwed down in any way at all, they have added the slimmest and thinnest and smallest rubber pad they could find under that central sort of support point. Now, they claim that that is, in fact, they claim that they focus group tested this and this was the best feeling trackpad that they could offer, which honestly, I can't really believe, but even if they did, I can't guarantee to you as someone who's inspecting these laptops that rubber pad is there specifically to aid feel, or if it's because there is exposed contact pads and they don't want those pads being shorted out at all, or worn down, for example. So for me, I'm struggling to trust that they actually care about the products they're solving. And again, they haven't done anything to address the fact that there are no vent holes for the fans at all. Now, I have been told that MSI are planning to do some sort of support scheme for people who have these laptops already. Unfortunately, it's been a large number of months and I kind of need to move on from this situation, and so because I don't have those details yet, I can't really give you an idea of well, what it's going to entail, if it's going to be you can send your laptop in and they'll replace everything for you, or whether it's going to be like a very minimal package, or you can pay to have it fixed. So I don't know what that's going to be, and so when I do get details of that, I'll leave a pinned comment down below so that you can check for updates. But with knowing what you know now, I have a question for you. Should I be reviewing MSI products, MSI laptops in the future? I have two schools of thought on that. The first one is that, as far as I can tell, at least so far anyway, MSI don't seem to care about their products. They don't seem, like, the fact that they defended the thermal design, the trackpad, the display, all of the problems that I found with it, and they defended them as, oh, it's normal for the market, or we made what if that is the fix that they've made, it's the slimmest possible, the least possible effort they could do to fix it. And the thermal design, again, actively defending that. For me, it doesn't seem like they care much about the products or about you, the people who are buying them. And so for me, I feel like I shouldn't, because by reviewing their products, I'm intrinsically, even if I'm, hating on them, I'm still giving them some level of promotion. Mere exposure effect is a thing for a reason. And so I feel like I maybe shouldn't until they can sort of effectively prove that they care about their customers, I guess. But on the other side of things, I feel like I probably should, because if I'm not complaining about all of these things, who else will? People like Hardware Unboxed do a great job, and especially their Asus TUF, I think it was A15, that came out at a relatively similar time, and they had a similar interaction actually with Asus. So they do a great job, but they're only one source. They can only review so many products, and so the fact that, especially for this specific laptop, I saw a whole load of other reviews after mine went up and after the controversy happens, where they didn't talk about thermals, they didn't cover the display other than playing some games on it and saying it felt okay, didn't cover the trackpad, all those sorts of things. If I'm not covering them, then who else will? It feels like more of a community service for me to let everybody know, or everybody that I can reach, know about the realities of buying an MSI product, an MSI machine, rather than staying quiet, because from that respect, who cares if I don't review it, right? So I would like to know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I will read through all of them, because it's important for me to understand your point of view here. Should I be covering, should I be legitimizing MSI products by reviewing them, or should I be a staunch critic and therefore being a service to the community for people who are looking to buy these products? I would be very, very interested to hear your thoughts. So for now, I think that is the majority of the updates. I am in a position where I don't need to review their products, but cutting out a large member of the tech industry, especially one that has not only laptops, but especially component side of things, is just not great for me. Also, MSI were a company that I worked with for a number of years before that, and I had a pretty decent relationship with them, and so I don't want to throw that away, but I also have integrity and morals to uphold, and so, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. But like I said, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, your thoughts on the situation, your thoughts on how I should proceed. Yeah, let me know. So with all of that said, thanks for watching. Thank you for being a member of the community. If you're here because of this situation, then thank you for joining. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the videos. and I hope you are able to stick around. Otherwise, I'm not doing a Christmas update video, so I won't see you on Christmas Day, or I will for a sponsor video, but Merry Christmas for that, and I hope you have a safe and, happy holidays and all that, and yeah, I'll catch you guys, well, in the next video and forever after, probably.